Well, hello and welcome to another recording of myself playing the daily challenge against the hard AI. Yeah, this is Dominion, and we have a super nice kingdom here. I have to confess that I've already played this in a spare minute where I couldn't also record. But nevertheless, I think it's well worth showing how this kingdom yeah, plays and how it will explode um, by yeah by these amazing cards in here. It's a menagerie only kingdom, and I thought today I'd try something a little more extensive in the beginning, going through the cards in a bit more detail for newer players. I will put a timestamp at the part where I start analyzing the kingdom for what it's worth. But yeah, the cards that we have today are loads of menagerie cards, which on theme are synergizing a lot with horses. There is cavalry that can gain us 2 horses on play. There's Groom that can gain us a horse when we gain an action card with it. And there's hostelry, which can gain us horses by discarding any number of treasures when we gain it. Yeah, hostelry and village green are village type cards, which enable us to play 2 terminal action cards. Groom can be a terminal action card if we play it by gaining an action. If we gain an estate with it, we get +1 card and +1 action. But Groom can also gain us, for example, cavalries, which on the gain we'll get +2 cards and +1 buy. And even if we're in our buy phase, we return to our action phase. There is a third village, which is Snowy Village, which also gives us a buy and even gives us 4 actions, but this basically cuts off getting any further plus action during the turn. Another important card will be Destrier, which is a laboratory type card. Laboratory itself costs 5 and is +2 cards and +1 action. And Destria is special in that it gets cheaper the more cards we've gained during our turn. And for example, if we've gained a hostelry and discarded a few treasures, gained a few horses, or played a groom and gained a card and a horse, Destria will become cheap very quickly. So it's nice to have a few spare buys to pick some of them up. Sanctuary is a card that gives us the card action and a buy, so like Marketplace, for example. But it also allows us to thin our deck a bit, as well as Displace, which lets us gain a differently named card. This is not optimal for displacing coppers, but it's decent to displace some estates with it, to gain hostelries or grooms or cavalries. Yeah, I'm not going to go over the rest of the cards. They are not going to be that important today, I think. Also not important today is going to be Enclave, which lets us gain a gold for 8, but also 3 victory points. And Delay will be important, I think, as it lets us set aside an action card from our hand for 0 money, but we have to spend a buy buying it. And this enables us to get some reliability into our deck. All right, and with that, I can start the analysis of the kingdom. For this, let me show you my fancy plot. I've updated it a bit. I will keep on improving it in the next few days, I think. But yeah, this is of course always to be taken with a grain of salt. It's just that these values are based on the cards that are in the kingdom, and they of course don't say that much about synergies. But it can give you a good idea on yeah, how the kingdom will play, whether there'll be an engine possible or not. In this kingdom we have everything that we'd ever want. We have loads of gains. We have plus buy even. We have thinning. We have draw. We have village. And even some alternative ways to gain victory points with enclave. And yeah, but as you'll see, while this is true, Groom will just make this game super duper fast, and it will end before we even get our super nice engine running that much. The goal here will be to buy or gain a lot of grooms and hostelries and destriers to get drawing, to get through our deck very quickly. And I'm having a 3-4 start here. I think I'll just go with silver and groom. With a 5-2, I think I would consider displace or sanctuary, and nothing with it, of course. Both have their merits and are not so nice in other aspects. Sanctuary will essentially let us thin out estates in the beginning and already be some sort of village paired with delay, as it gives a plus buy for the later turns. Whereas displace will, if we don't get totally unlucky, will let us displace some estates for good cards like cavalries or grooms, but it will kind of suck later. Like, it doesn't make any sense to displace coppers. Although we could still displace whatever grooms into hostelries and have fun with it. I think on the 5-2 I would just open displace actually, because it does have some sort of edge in the early game. It just gives you a little more tempo, and tempo is all what this kingdom is about. So yeah, let's start. As I said, I'll try to get spinning as much as possible. Now we already have our first decision to make here. We hit 5. And with this 5, we could either buy a displace, which would be nice, as I said. We could also already just say, oh, actually we're happy with just gaining hostelry, as this will give us plus action later. And it would come with a horse. Or we could go for a sanctuary, but I think I really like the displace over the sanctuary. My gut feeling says, however, that just getting a hostelry and getting drawing quickly would be nice. Now we hit 4 over here, which is, and we miss our groom in the last 2 cards. So these last 2 cards should be state and groom. I think what I will do is I will buy a cavalry, and just to be able to play the groom already and put another groom into the shuffle. Yeah, this looks fine because the groom gained us a horse along with the other groom. There were no hostelry shenanigans we could have done there, so yeah, we get the groom. We draw here. This is a little annoying as we hit the cavalry and the groom together. But I think what I'm just going to do is use the groom to gain a cavalry. This will gain us the cavalry and a horse, and we will draw 2 cards and get a buy. And with the buy, we will be able to delay our cavalry and already buy a destrier. Yeah, as I said, this kingdom is all about momentum, but all about just getting drawing. And now here, what we can do is we can just discard 4 coppers, buy a destrier, and have a deck filled with horses, and yeah, just spam them. Since we have 2 actions, I'm happy just taking another cavalry, draw further. I've obviously preferred playing the destrier over anything else. Let's hope we find the other hostelry. Yes, we do find it. And now we can already gain yet another groom and draw back to it and gain yet another hostelry to stuff our deck with horses. I'm going to discard 6 here because the 3 will be nice to pick up a snowy village. And now there's the decision to make whether to just use our buy for destrier or use our buy to delay a horse. I think I'm inclined to just delay a horse, just to get drawing, to get the extra action in next turn. We're going to need it. And yeah, during my test run, I actually finished the game on turn 8 already. I don't think we'll manage to do that here, just because I think the draws have been a little worse. But nonetheless, we get through a bit. Let's just draw through a bit more. This is kind of sucky, I think. Yeah, we do want to get a bit further through the shuffle, but I think just gaining another cavalry will not propel us that far forward. So I played a snowy village, be a little unhappy about it, of course. But yeah, use the groom to gain another groom, play the destrier. Unfortunately now all of these, because we played the snowy village, don't give us any further plus action. But that's alright, I think. We'll have a great deck next turn. Let's just gain yet another groom. Put a few horses into our deck. Play 2 more cavalries. Actually, I wonder whether I could have won there already with that stuff. Maybe it doesn't feel that far off. Yeah, but I gained the groom and the hostelry, so I don't think we could have won. But what we should definitely do is buy some victory points here, because the piles are insanely low. The AI will also have a few grooms, and yeah, we'll just be able to go through the destriers as well, very easily as well. Yeah, what I'll do here is I'll buy 1 destrier, and I think just delaying the cavalry, getting it out of our next shuffle, will be better than a destrier. I think it's quite equivalent, but leaving 1 more destrier in the pile currently just soothes me a bit more, because I'm very scared about the pile out. Now, yeah, here we just get drawing very quickly. We can now, yeah, play the groom 4+2 cards by gaining cavalry. Do that once again. And we found a hostelry, which is great. We can also use the grooms to just gain estates to draw a bit. But for now, we can just, yeah, go through everything. Be very happy about this. Now the question is, how do we finish this game? We essentially only need to empty Groom and another pile. Do we have another hostelry in there is the question, maybe? I don't think we do have that. But yeah, we maybe have overgained a few too many cavalries in the past, but do we want to get this cavalry first or this groom first? Let's say the cavalry will enable us to draw through our deck, where we put all of those horses in. Now we have to play the snowy village, essentially, or we could also just, since the AI is behind in points, we can also just buy Groom first and buy a cavalry, draw up with the remaining groom, just gain a groom, gain a cavalry, and with the remaining buys we can empty the piles and even set aside a few horses for our imaginary next turn. But yeah, as you saw, this was super quick, 9 turns. Last time, as I said, I finished in 8 turns even. This is our final deck. Loads of grooms. We got a few hostelries in. Some more might have been even nicer. I think in the last run, I got to a point where I could empty them at the same time and didn't have to rely so much on cavalries. But sometimes, yeah, you have to play situationally. If you only see the groom in an unopportune moment, you have to play them just gaining a cavalry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was of use to some of you, and I will hope to catch you next time. Goodbye.